All right, so here we are at a supercharger station, and the first thing that you're going to do is use your backup camera and slide right in. So you can see at this location they have little stops, but in a lot of them they don't, so you just kind of have to eyeball it. Now it'll actually tell you when you're 13, 20, 30 inches away. You usually need to get it to be about within about 24 to 30 inches in order to be able to reach it. So let's come out and take a look. We're going to grab it, just pulls out, push the button on the top, and you're going to slide it in. You need to press it in all the way, and you're going to see it turn green. That means it's getting ready to charge, and then it's going to go solid once it's officially good to go. Now, something to keep in mind when you're at a Tesla station is that they're going to be marked A and B usually, like 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B. Now, what you don't want to do in a case like this is park next to somebody that's in, like, say, 1B. Because if that's 1A and this is 1B, you're going to actually be splitting the 120 kilowatt charge. So if this gentleman or person plugged in before you and they're pulling, say, 80 kilowatt hours, you're going to be pulling about 20 or 30 because the first person to plug in gets priority for that split. So whenever you see them in groups, so we got 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, you always want to plug as far away as possible from another person that's plugged in, and make sure that you're on a separate circuit. Now let's see if we go on the other side here. Okay, so there it is. See how it says 2B, 2A, 1B, 1A, so you can see that they're split, and you just want to make sure that you're not on the same circuit as somebody else. Other than that, let's go in and take a look, see how the battery's charging. Now, something to keep in mind when you pull into a charging station is based on how warm or cold your battery is, how low you are, it's going to charge at a different rate. Now, right here you can see it's charging at pretty close to the max, around 115 kW. Now, if this battery was down into the red, it was under 50 miles, then it would probably be charging at about 60, 65 until it got into the yellow, and then it would jump to about 80, 90, and then once it got into the green, like around 65 miles for me, because I have the 100D, once it gets into the green, that's when it jumps to closer to 120. Now, as I mentioned before, if you're sharing this circuit, like if I'm on 1B and somebody else is on 1A, it's going to be dramatically lower, so you really have to watch that. The other thing, too, is on your phone, you'll have the Tesla app where you can remotely see what's going on, see how fast it's charging. Also, too, here you can set the charge limit. I'm not going to do that because I'm on a trip, but you can bump this from trip down to daily. That's important only in the sense that if you're using it on a daily basis plugged into your house, you want to keep that dialed back a little bit. It'll just save on the life of your battery in the long run. But if you're doing a trip, you definitely want it pumped up to the max. Something to keep in mind, for example, with me here, it says 20 minutes to continue my trip. Because of my navigation, I put a starting and ending location. The problem with that is a lot of times, like on my vehicle, I have the 22-inch rims, so you get about 20-30% less mileage than what the battery will tell you. Also, if you're speeding, like if the speed limit's 65 and you're doing 75 or 80, it's also going to drop it down by 10 or 20%. So even though it says continue your trip in 20 minutes, for me personally, I always give it an extra, maybe 5 or 10 minutes just to make sure I can hit the next location. Now, Tesla typically gives you a buffer of about, 12% to get to your next location, but if the weather's real shady or there's other things going on, it can really affect your ability to get to the next place. So just keep that in mind. Give yourself a little buffer. Check it on your phone app. Stop, grab some food, do your thing, and enjoy your supercharging.